Welcome back to the deep dive. So today, we're going deep on the microbiome.
Okay.
Specifically, the work of Hem Pharma and how they're partnering with Amway.
Sounds good.
You know, you sent us a bunch of research articles, even personal notes. You're clearly ready to get into it.
I am.
Oh.
It really is amazing how much attention the microbiome is getting these days.
It is.
You know, for years, we thought the Human Genome Project would just hold all the answers.
Right.
But turns out, those genes of ours,
Yeah.
only a tiny piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, and from what I've been reading,
Yeah.
the microbiome holds way more genetic diversity than our own DNA.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of mind-blowing to think that these tiny organisms can have such a profound impact on our health.
It's true.
I mean, how does that even work?
Well, think of it this way. If your genes are the blueprint, the microbiome is like the construction crew, right? Bringing that blueprint to life.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
So the more workers you have, the better.
The more diverse the crew, the better equipped they are to handle any job that comes their way, right?
So diverse microbiome, good thing, got it.
Yeah, for sure.
But how does that actually play out, you know, in terms of our health? What makes it so crucial?
Well, for starters, your microbiome plays a key role in how you digest food.
Right.
Certain bacteria are better at breaking down certain types of food, right? So the more variety you have, the more efficiently you can extract nutrients.
That makes sense.
Right.
And I remember reading about this compound called equal, which is derived from soy protein.
Oh, yeah, equal.
It seems like only specific gut bacteria can produce it.
That's right.
And it actually mimics estrogen in the body.
It does. It does.
Wow.
It's just one example of how the microbiome can act like a personalized medicine factory, right?
Okay.
Producing compounds that have very specific effects on our health.
So in theory, if you knew which bacteria were responsible for producing equal, you could tailor dietary recommendations based on someone's gut.
Exactly. That's the power of personalized nutrition.
Wow.
And this concept extends to supplements as well.
Okay.
There's research showing that people with more diverse microbiomes get more benefits from certain supplements. Like Amway's Nutrilite XX.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's not just about what you take.
Right.
It's also about how your gut can actually process and utilize those nutrients.
Exactly.
That's fascinating.
It is. It really is.
So that brings us to Hem Pharma and their groundbreaking work.
Yeah.
They're using microbiome analysis to create these personalized products that address individual needs.
Yeah, that's the goal.
One product that really stood out to me was Enzyme Biome.
Interesting.
They take microbes from people who are naturally efficient at breaking down proteins and carbs and use them to enhance digestion in people who struggle with those processes.
So it's like giving your gut a boost.
It's like a transplant of super efficient digestive workers, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a great way to put it.
Pretty innovative.
It is very innovative.
But what's even more impressive is their long-term vision.
Okay.
Hem Pharma is actually working towards using microbiome data to predict future health risks.
That's right.
And to create truly personalized healthcare plans.
The future of healthcare.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
And they're partnering with Harvard Medical School to develop the Minerva platform, right? That's that AI-powered system that uses microbiome data to predict future health states.
It is.
How does it actually work?
Well, it analyzes a vast amount of data.
Like?
The types and quantities of bacteria in your gut, their genetic makeup, and the metabolites they produce.
Wow.
It then compares your profile to a massive database of other individuals, looking for patterns and correlations that might indicate a predisposition to certain health conditions.
So it's essentially looking for red flags that could signal potential problems down the road.
Exactly. That's the idea.
And the more data they gather, the more accurate these predictions will become.
Precisely. That's the hope.
Imagine being able to see years into the future and take steps to prevent illness.
It would be revolutionary.
It sounds almost too good to be true.
I know. It's pretty amazing.
But it makes you realize just how much potential there is in understanding our microbiomes.
Absolutely.
It's like we've been walking around with this incredible internal ecosystem.
Yeah.
Completely oblivious to its power.
And now we're finally starting to unlock its secrets.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is a paradigm shift.
It is.
You know, we spend so long focused on our own human genes that we almost missed this entire universe of microbial life within us.
And it turns out they're not just passive passengers.
Yeah, no.
They're active participants.
Exactly.
In shaping our health.
Shaping our health. That's right.
Okay, so we've established that a diverse microbiome is a good thing.
Yeah, really? Yeah.
But how do we actually measure that diversity? Is it just about the number of different species?
Well, it's not just about the sheer number of species.
Okay.
It's also about the balance and interactions between them.
Okay.
Think of it like a rainforest ecosystem.
Yeah.
You need a variety of plants, animals, fungi,
Right.
all working together
Yeah.
in harmony for a thriving environment.
So how do we even know what a healthy microbiome looks like?
Right.
Is there like a gold standard?
That's a great question.
Or does it vary
It does vary.
significantly from person to person?
And that's one of the biggest challenges of microbiome research.
Okay.
There's no single ideal microbiome.
Really?
Yeah, it can vary depending on factors like age,
Okay.
diet, lifestyle,
Yeah.
even geographic location.
Wow. Okay.
But HemPharma is working on developing more personalized approaches to assess microbiome health, going beyond just species identification.
Interesting. So it's not just about what's there.
Right.
It's about how it's all functioning together.
It's the whole picture.
Which brings us back to HemPharma and Amway. What are they doing that's so different in this area?
Well, one of their key focuses is on developing products that don't just add more bacteria,
Okay.
but actually help to shape and support the existing microbiome.
You mean like providing the right food
Yeah.
or environment for the good bacteria to flourish?
Exactly. It's like gardening, but on a microscopic level.
Okay.
You need to cultivate the right conditions for your microbial garden to thrive.
I like that.
And that's where Amway's expertise in nutrition and plant-based products really comes into play.
Right. I remember from one of the articles you sent,
Yeah.
Joseph G.A. was talking about how Amway scientists were looking at the specific compounds in plants that can influence microbiome balance.
Just fascinating work.
It's almost like they're creating prebiotics that are tailor-made to support certain beneficial bacteria.
That's a great way to put it, yeah.
It's amazing.
It's a very innovative approach.
It is.
They're not just throwing probiotics at the problem.
Well,
They're taking a more holistic view, considering the entire ecosystem of the gut.
so it seems like this partnership between HemPharma and Amway is a really good match.
I think so, yeah.
You know, Amway's focus on plant-based products and their global reach combined with HemPharma's cutting-edge microbiome research.
It's a powerful combination for sure.
It is.
And it speaks to a larger trend we're seeing in healthcare.
What's that?
A move towards more integrated and personalized solutions.
Okay.
It's not just about treating symptoms.
Right.
It's about understanding the underlying causes.
Yeah.
Addressing them at the root.
So it sounds like the microbiome is playing a central role in this shift.
I think it is, yeah.
It's almost like we've discovered a whole new organ system that we didn't even know existed.
Right. A few decades ago.
Amazing.
And it's incredibly exciting to think about all the potential applications that are still being uncovered.
Speaking of exciting applications, you mentioned earlier that HemPharma is working on using microbiome data to predict future health risks.
That's right.
Can you tell us more about that?
That's right.
What kind of conditions are they looking at?
Well, they're exploring a wide range of conditions. From metabolic disorders like diabetes and obesity
Okay.
to inflammatory bowel diseases and even some neurological conditions.
Wow, that's a lot.
The research is still in its early stages, but the preliminary findings are very promising.
So imagine a world where you could get your microbiome analyzed and they could tell you you have an increased risk of developing type 2 diabetes in the next 10 years.
Right, exactly.
That would be incredible.
It would be game-changing, wouldn't it?
It would give you a chance to make lifestyle changes.
Exactly.
And potentially prevent the disease altogether.
That's the power of preventative healthcare.
And the microbiome is proving to be a valuable tool.
A very valuable tool.
For identifying those early warning signs.
Early warning signs, exactly.
But how accurate are these predictions?
Right.
I mean, are we talking about definitive outcomes?
Well, it's important to remember that these predictions are based on probabilities.
Okay.
Not certainties.
So not a crystal ball.
Not a crystal ball, no.
But the more data they gather, the more accurate these predictions will become.
That's the hope.
And even if it's just a probability,
yeah,
wouldn't you want to know?
I think so.
If you were at increased risk for a serious health condition?
I think most people would, yeah.
Absolutely.
It would at least give you the information you need to make informed decisions about your health.
But what about the ethical considerations here?
Right.
I mean, if you find out you're at risk for something like Alzheimer's disease, That could be pretty devastating news.
It could be, you're right.
How do we navigate that?
You're right. There are definitely ethical considerations that need to be addressed as this technology advances.
Okay.
We need to think carefully about how this information is communicated and how people can be supported in making decisions based on these predictions.
It's like opening Pandora's box in a way.
It is a bit like that.
We're gaining incredible insights into our health.
We are.
But it also comes with a certain level of responsibility.
That's a great way to put it, yes.
It does.
We need to approach this new knowledge with both enthusiasm and caution.
Yeah.
Ensuring that it's used ethically and responsibly for the benefit of all.
And speaking of responsibility, one thing that impressed me about Amway and Hem Pharma is their commitment to sustainability and social impact.
It's impressive.
You know, I was reading about their efforts to reduce their environmental footprint and promote ethical sourcing of ingredients.
It's important work.
It is.
That's another important aspect of their partnership.
It is.
They recognize that true health and well-being extends beyond the individual to encompass the health of the planet as well.
That's a good point.
It's all connected.
It is.
It's a sign that we're moving in the right direction.
Hopefully.
And I think this integrated approach will be essential as we navigate the complex challenges of the 21st century.
Absolutely.
It's not going to be easy.
It's not.
But I think we're on the right track.
Well, this deep dive has certainly given me a lot to think about.
Me too.
I'm starting to see my gut in a whole new light.
It's a fascinating organ, isn't it?
It is.
More than just digestion.
More than just digestion, yeah.
It's about understanding this complex ecosystem.
Yeah.
That plays a vital role in so many aspects of our health.
And it seems like we're just at the tip of the iceberg in terms of what we can learn and apply from this research.
I agree. The future is wide open.
It is exciting. Yeah, it really is mind-blowing.
It is.
It makes you wonder what other potential we haven't even tapped into yet.
Right.
But even with all this exciting research, there's still this idea that the microbiome is just a bunch of bacteria in our gut.
Right.
Do you think that oversimplifies things?
I think it does to a degree, yeah.
Okay.
The microbiome is incredibly complex and dynamic.
Okay.
And we're learning that its influence extends far beyond the gut.
And in what way?
Impacting everything from our immune system to our brain function.
Really?
And even our skin health.
Wow, so it's not just digestion.
It's so much more than digestion.
You mentioned the brain earlier.
Yeah.
The gut-brain connection seems to be a hot topic these days.
It is a very hot topic.
Can you explain a bit more about how the microbiome plays a role in that?
Sure, think of it like this. The gut and the brain are constantly communicating with each other.
Okay.
Through this complex network of nerves, hormones, and immune signals.
Right.
And guess who's right in the middle of all that chatter?
Let me guess. The microbiome.
The microbiome, exactly.
So the bacteria in our gut can actually send signals to our brain.
That seems to be the case, yes.
How does that even work?
It's fascinating.
It is fascinating.
It seems that certain bacteria can produce neurotransmitters.
Okay.
Those chemical messengers that our brain uses to communicate, right? They can also influence the production of hormones and other signaling molecules that impact brain function.
So in theory, if you could manipulate the microbiome in a specific way, you could potentially influence someone's mood or behavior.
That's the idea, yeah.
Wow.
There's already promising research on using microbiome-based therapies for conditions like anxiety, depression.
Wow.
Even autism spectrum disorder.
That's incredible.
It is. It's really groundbreaking stuff.
So it opens up a whole new frontier.
It does.
In mental health treatment.
Absolutely.
But let's bring it back to Amway and Hem Pharma.
Okay, sure.
What are they doing specifically in this area of gut-brain research?
Well, they're investing heavily in research on the gut-brain axis.
Okay.
Exploring how specific strains of bacteria and microbiome-derived compounds can influence cognitive function, mood, and behavior.
So they're really diving deep into this.
They are. They're committed to this research.
They're also looking at how personalized nutrition and lifestyle interventions can be used to optimize the gut-brain connection.
Absolutely. It's all connected.
It's amazing to think that we could be using food and supplements to not just improve our physical health, but also our mental and emotional well-being.
It's a holistic approach to health.
It's a whole new way of thinking about food as medicine.
I agree.
In one of his talks, Joseph Jicker actually predicted that within 10 years, people will be going to Amway not just for products, but for personalized guidance on their health journey.
It's a bold prediction.
Yes.
But I think it's very likely.
Okay.
As we gather more data and develop more sophisticated tools for analyzing the microbiome.
Yeah.
Personalized health guidance will become increasingly important.
And you think Amway is well positioned to provide that guidance?
I think they are.
Oh.
With their global network of distributors and their focus on education and empowerment.
So we're not just talking about buying vitamins anymore.
No, it's much bigger than that.
We're talking about a whole new approach to health and wellness. Exactly.
Where individuals are empowered to take control of their own well-being.
That's the key.
Guided by their unique microbiome profile.
Precisely.
So exciting.
It is.
It feels like we're on the cusp of a major paradigm shift in healthcare.
I think we are, yes.
And it all comes back to these tiny organisms.
It all comes back to the microbiome.
Living inside us.
Amazing, isn't it?
It makes you realize that we're not just individuals.
We're ecosystems.
We're walking ecosystems.
We are indeed.
And the more we learn about these ecosystems, the more we understand that our health and well-being are inextricably linked to the health and well-being of the trillions of microbes that call our bodies home.
It's a beautiful symbiosis.
Well, after this deep dive,
yeah,
I can definitely say my perception of the microbiome has changed completely.
I'm not surprised.
I'm seeing my own gut in a whole new light.
Me too.
It's a fascinating world, isn't it?
It really is.
And we've only just begun to explore its wonders.
We've only just scratched the surface.
So to our listener,
we hope this deep dive has given you a new perspective on the incredible world within.
It's a world worth exploring.
Now that you've explored the science and the possibilities, what will you do with this newfound knowledge?
That's the question.
The journey to unlocking your health potential starts with understanding your microbiome.
It does.
And we can't wait to see what you discover.